This is why COVID is no match for the property market.
Turn down for what? Turn down for what?
Hey, what's up guys? So I'm bringing you a midweek video, really trying to explain, giving you my opinion, why even though everything has been a recipe for the perfect storm for the property market to crash, and it has done the complete opposite. It has continued to boom. But I do think we are heading towards a correction towards the end of this year. So at the minute, we know that property prices are overinflated for a number of reasons, but the main reason is the desire for residential owner-occupiers to buy properties to live in because of the stamp duty holiday. And it has been made very clear when this ends and the step-phased approach that's going to be taken to get back to the old stamp duty threshold, which is 125,000. If you're an investor, you have got some small savings at the moment for properties that you do buy up to 500,000, but you still have the 3% levy. So for investors, the saving isn't as significant as it is for residential owner occupiers. But this hasn't really translated to a lesser appetite of investors to buy investment properties. What I am seeing in my local market is two things. It is definitely owner-occupiers looking to capitalise on maximising the sale price of their current house to then move and scale up to a bigger house. And that has pushed property prices up massively. And more so the properties that you can add value to. People are getting more savvy with how they buy and how they increase the value of their own home. So these doer-uppers or small building plots or small bungalows on large plots, those types of desirable properties, they're flying off the shelf at the moment and people are massively overpaying. And from a commercial point of view, you tend to look at these things as a cost price, the cost to do the work and the final value. And really, the only way you're going to make a decent profit is if the market continues to climb, which I don't think it's going to do. And if it does adjust slightly, you could be left with egg on your face with a property that then falls into negative equity, or at the very best, doesn't have a huge profit margin. Then to add sort of insult to injury, we've got a huge influx of new investors or existing investors buying in new areas. And even though the prices are massively inflated, I've said this before in previous videos, it doesn't really necessarily matter how the price goes to some of these retail investors. It's about how much they can borrow and their overall pot of cash and how it's going to be spent. This is where you'll find easily mortgageable properties are the ones that are inflating the market. But properties that are hard to raise finance on, like empty commercial properties, are tending to sell for still pretty good prices. And if you're hard, you can find some absolutely great deals. The issue is the retail investors, the new investors or the new to area investors are paying up to 20% more than the property is probably currently worth. And very likely what it's going to be worth when the stamp duty holiday ends, all to save literally a few percent of the purchase price. But stamp duty is a cash cost. So that is cash that you cannot borrow, that you have to pay. But 5, 10, 15, 20% increase in purchase price only relates to a small percentage increase in your deposit because you borrow up to 75, in some cases 80% of the purchase price. And for residential owner occupiers, you can get 95% mortgages. So these two different sectors are pushing residential property prices up massively. But that appetite will end as abruptly as it has come about, because when the stamp duty holiday ends, the driver for this increase is going to stop. Now, there will still be people wanting to move to the same types of properties, but they won't be able to get the inflated price for their own home. So they may want to sit tight until the market recovers from the slight adjustment that's going to happen towards the end of this year, beginning of next year. So with that, we can start to look at some of the other key factors that has made the property market pretty much coronavirus immune. So we know the stamp duty is one of the biggest drivers, and the ripple effect of the stamp duty holiday has brought about two different types of buyers that are massively overinflating the market. But we do have some other fundamentals, which are things like the new government 95 backed mortgage scheme, things like the white paper for building new homes and the relaxation of planning laws. So all those key factors mean that we have literally mixed up our own vaccine for the property market against the coronavirus pandemic. The worst time when in this whole pandemic was in April 2020, when the market and the fear and the unknown brought the market to its complete knees. And that was the time to buy. Now is definitely the time to buy for the right deal, but you shouldn't just buy a deal for the sake of buying a deal because prices overinflated. But overall, the property market has been pretty immune to the coronavirus, and the mixture of different incentives, direct and indirect, and the habits changing has led to the vaccine for the property market coming through and working a treat. But we are going to see a new variant of attack on commercial property when these businesses start to fail. And there is going to be no vaccine for that. So that, I think, is going to be the right time to buy. But that's it from me. Midweek quick video. Hope you found the content rich. Catch you all in the next video.